Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out this morning and helping us kick off the 36th annual Taiwan On for Safety campaign with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Congrats, you guys. WAYMO has proudly worked with Mothers Against Drunk Driving for the last 5 years. Mothers Against Drunk Driving was actually one of the first organizations to join our public education campaign called Let's Talk Autonomous Driving back in 2017. And we've worked together to help raise awareness about the potential that autonomous driving technology has to save lives, increase independence, and improve mobility access. It's our mission to help people understand this and to help people understand that there are too many lives that are lost to completely preventable crashes. We do so in part by amplifying people's stories so that people understand this mission. One such person who has decided to share her story is Donna. Donna's daughter, Sabrina, and her unborn granddaughter, Leticia, were killed by a wrong-way impaired driver on December 23rd, 2014. It's people like Donna and her husband, Tommy, who's here today, Sabrina and Leticia, who remind us of why WAYMO and MAD's shared mission is so important. And so I'd now like to invite Donna Davia to share her story.
Hello, my name is Donna Davila. This is my story about our daughter Sabrina and our unborn granddaughter Leticia Renee. Sabrina was kind-hearted, beautiful, and ready for motherhood. On December 23, 2014, our lives were changed forever. A wrong-way driver drove 3 to 4 miles, colliding with Sabrina's car. Upon arrival at John Peter Smith Hospital, Tommy and I were told our baby girls would not survive this tragic crash. The wrong-way driver was under the influence of meth and morphine. The holidays are one of the most dangerous times on our nation's roads. If you are having a holiday gathering, make smart choices and plan out how you're going to get home safely. Always designate a non-drinker friend or family member. Call a ride share or use public transportation. Matt and I thank law enforcement who will work harder this holiday season, who put forth the effort and determination in taking those who drive under the influence off the streets. Thank you. Next, I'll introduce Alex.
Thank you, Donna, and thank you all so much for being here. My name is Alex Audie, and I'm the National President of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. MAD's mission is to end drunk driving, help fight drug driving, support the victims of these violent crimes, and prevent underage drinking. We do that in a lot of different ways, and we're thankful to all of you for being a part of it. I came to MAD for the same reason a lot of people do a little over 12 years ago. I was run over by a drunk driver. My offender wasn't driving a car, he was driving a 17-foot bass boat, but he nearly killed me all the same. I sustained serious life-threatening and lifelong injuries from head to toe, including a traumatic brain injury, a broken neck, and the loss of my right leg, among many others. This didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen to me or to Sabrina or anybody else. And we're here because we want to make sure that our story doesn't become anyone else's story. MAD has partnered with WAYMO again this year, and we're so excited to see the WAYMO vehicles displaying MAD red ribbons. It has been more than 3 decades since MAD popularized the term designated driver and began our Taiwan On for Safety campaign. Some of you might not know, I did not know, that Taiwan On used to be popular slang for drinking, but when we launched the Taiwan On for Safety campaign in 1986, it meant we were tying a red ribbon around car antennas to show a commitment to always designate a non-drinking driver. Now we have red ribbon magnets and decals and bumper stickers, but the message of the red ribbon is timeless. If you drink, don't drive. This is more important now than ever. Earlier this year, NHTSA announced that an estimated 9,560 people died in traffic crashes in the first quarter of 2022, marking the highest first quarter since 2002 and a 7% increase since last year. This follows large increases between 2019 and 2021. Each one of those 9,560 people represents more than a number. It was a person with a life and a future and hopes and plans for tomorrow that they didn't get to live. While the number of people killed and injured in drunk driving crashes is nowhere near what it was when MADD was founded 42 years ago, or when we first launched our designated driver campaign, we know that every month, more than 1,000 people are killed and more than 25,000 people are injured in 100% preventable crashes. WAYMO's autonomous vehicle technology and the advancements developed on the path to this technology and others are another tool in the toolbox, giving people an additional opportunity to make the right choice or giving the vehicle the power to make it for them. We are entering the 6-week holiday season that is one of the most dangerous times every year. Between Thanksgiving Eve, what is known as Blackout Wednesday, it's just next week. This is one of the most worst times of the year and kicks off a time when people are traveling, people are together, for holiday events are prevalent, and there's more opportunities for people to make the wrong choice and drive impaired. In 2020, from 6 p.m. Thanksgiving Eve through New Year's Eve, 1,133 people were killed in alcohol-related crashes. That is up by more than 100 people since the same time period in 2019, and alcohol-related crashes made up for 30% of traffic deaths during this time. I want to especially thank law enforcement who are out on patrol or who are on DUI task forces. Our choices are the first line of defense against impaired driving, but you are the safety net keeping people who make the wrong choice from harming others. This often comes at great risk to your own lives. I'm married to a police officer, and we just lost an officer in London to a DUI driver last week. So thank you so much for everything you do. As we look forward to the holidays this year and being together with our family and friends, we want everyone to enjoy the holidays. Spend time with your family and friends. We haven't gotten to do that a ton the last few years, so we want people to enjoy this time. But do so in a way that makes sure we all get to go home at night, and we all get to go home in one piece. Don't be the person that takes someone away from their family this holiday season. It is all of our responsibility. You don't have to be a legislator or a police officer or a victim with a personal story to be part of the solution. You just have to be committed to making the right choice and ensuring that those around you do too. Thank you all so much for being here and for being a part of this. I'd like to now introduce Sergeant Salazar, Assistant Chief of Police of Lancaster Police Department, to say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning. I think I got a promotion. Thank you. Can I get that on my check, Chief? Just kidding. As she said earlier, my name is Sergeant Salazar. I've been with the city of Lancaster for 17 years. And at 17 years, I've received several MADD awards. I guess I'm the duty expert for DWIs for our city. So that's the reason I was chosen to have the honor of speaking with you guys here today. We fall under violation of Chapter 49 in the Penal Code, which is DWI, and that crime can easily be prevented by one thing that most of us all have in our possession, and that's a cell phone. A simple phone call can prevent a life-changing event for a lot of people. Based on some analysis, I know Ms. Alex gave you guys some analysis in regards to NHTSA, but I went on ahead and pulled some statistics just for Texas. Based on some analysis taken from the CRIS system, which is our reporting system for accidents, the 8 most dangerous holidays are New Year's, ranks as number 1. Independence Day ranks as number 2. Thanksgiving ranks as number 3, which all of us will get our stretchy pants on for that next week. St. Patty's Day, everyone's Irish, right? Everyone's Irish on St. Patty's Day. Followed by Christmas, and then Cinco de Mayo, right? Everyone's Mexican. Taco Tuesday. Labor Day, and then last but not least, Halloween. Now, there was a lot of injuries, 34% increase in total crashes during this holiday period, 38% increase in fatalities during these holiday periods, and then a 34% increase overall on incapacitating injuries. Again, all this was taken off of Texas databases, so all these are just Texas numbers. Now, there was a dip in 2020, obviously because of COVID. Unfortunately, since COVID has ended, I'll put the quotation marks up, ended. Overall, drunk driving, arrests, and fatalities and everything else has increased by 9%. So how does this put the citizens and law enforcement in jeopardy? Well, let's start off with the citizens. We share the road with these knuckleheads, plain and simple. We don't have a choice to share the road. We just do. Our family members share these roads. We may like some of our family members, and we may not like some of our family members, but it still doesn't matter. They're still on the road. For officers, roadside tests. We're actually doing tests roadside. We're taught in different classes, DWI classes, take them to a safe area as best as possible. But again, we're restricted to what we can and cannot do as law enforcement officers as well. Okay. Flashing lights. I know there's a move over, slow down law. Unfortunately, intoxicated drivers cannot multitask, and so they're drawn to the lights. So wherever your eyes look, that's where your car is going to go. And that's a prime example of what recently happened with the Carrollton officer, who was a father of 3 and just died a couple weeks ago. Then a week before that, Officer Ariano from Dallas Police Department was headed to work and was killed by a wrong-way driver on Spur 408, which is just literally 5 miles away. Something a little bit more closer to home, though, for Lancaster Police Department. Our assistant city manager and our PIO at the time, Lieutenant Hooten, had to write a very, very weird press release, and very sad one that could have been prevented. And here's how it goes. The city of Lancaster, Texas is saddened to announce that Officer Dustin Ray Dotson died from injuries sustained in a traffic accident. At 6:48 a.m., Saturday, July 24, 2012, Lancaster Police Officer Dustin Dotson was involved in an off-duty traffic accident while traveling westbound on Highway 67 in Johnson County. Dotson was transported to John Peter Smith Hospital in Fort Worth. Officer Dotson later died from extensive injuries caused by the accident. He had been with Lancaster since March of 2010. Officer Dotson, great officer. He came from Cleburne. We recruited him. Very good tool for our department at the time. He left a wife and 3 small children in Cleburne. That's where he was headed. The driver of the other vehicle fled the scene. When they finally apprehended him as he was running in a field, a witness actually tackled him and held him till law enforcement got there. He said he had left a strip club and only drank 7 beers. Toxicology reports show methamphetamines in the system as well. Currently, he's in the Telford prison facility, and he's not eligible to be released until May 31st of 2031. The sad part about that is when May 31st, 2031 rolls around, Officer Dotson still will not be with us. And that's the very sad part about it. His kids will never be able to see him again. In closing, I'd like to remind everyone that DWI isn't just driving under the influence of alcohol. It's also narcotics, and it's also prescription medication. There are some over-the-counter medications that also will induce intoxication. Is this crime preventable? Like we said earlier, it is. All you got to do is have a plan to go home safe. And one of the biggest plans we have sits in our pocket. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our speakers today, Donna, Alex, and Sergeant Salazar. And thank all of you for coming out today and helping us kick off Taiwan On for Safety. I know that all of you here know the importance of designating a driver, making a plan. I encourage all of you to please grab a red ribbon on your way out, give one to a friend, help encourage people to designate a driver during the holidays.